Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's special episode. So the quarterfinals have been wrapped up. For me, the time's gone really quick with this tournament as it's been fantastic for me in terms of the level of football that we've been watching over the course of over 2 weeks now. So yeah, it's been fantastic. So let's quickly review each match from the quarterfinals. So the first game, Switzerland versus Spain. So Spain were able to take the lead in the first half. It was Jordi Alba goal, huge deflection of Zakaria, who's a player from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Slightly unlucky regarding that deflection, but nevertheless, great start for Spain in the first half there. Switzerland did have a couple of chances. In particular, Zakaria had a header from a corner, and Zuba also had a chance from close range, but just wasn't able to score. But the main man, Shaqiri, managed to grab an equaliser from close range. For me, Big Shaq, as I like to call him, looks like a different player from how he plays for the national team and for his current club, Liverpool. So I think the captain armband that he has gives him more responsibility. So he probably takes more on the plate for his fellow teammates. So fantastic equaliser for him, and I believe he's had a fantastic tournament, which could actually help him for his club career as well, as there have been strong rumours that he is linking him to a move to Serie A, in particular Lazio. So in regards to that, we'll see how that pans out. But one incident that took place during the game that was a bit controversial was the red card to Switzerland player Frula. So he gets a red card for lunging into Moreno with a slide tackle. For me, that wasn't a red card. He did follow through and made contact with the player. But if you watch the replays, it was a clean tackle, got the ball first. And it is unfortunate that he did make contact on Moreno's shin. But for me, that was a poor decision, especially that he was given a red card straight away and wasn't really reviewed by VAR there. So unlucky for Frula there. And unfortunately, that was a turning point of the game, which resulted to Switzerland having 10 men on the pitch. Spain were quite close to equalising, so a couple of shots on target. So Moreno had a flying volley, and what a save by Sommer from point-blank range. The keeper was able to produce an amazing save that you probably wouldn't have expected, to be honest with you, as it looked like it was going to hit the back of the net. And then moments later, Oyarzabal also had a shot from outside the box and fantastic save from Sommer again. So this was all during extra time. The match ended up going to penalties. I'll be honest with you, a few poor penalties during this fixture, especially Akanji, who just had a very slow walk, no power, no conviction in his hit for his penalty there. So slightly disappointing in terms of the quality there. But Oyarzabal, the winger for Spain, scores the winning penalty. Cruel end to the game for Switzerland, unfortunately, who are out of the tournament. But for me, they have been fantastic throughout the competition. Me personally, I'm not surprised that they've actually got to the quarterfinal stages, as I had predicted that they would have pretty much gone through to this stage of the tournament, as I believe they've got so many good players and talented players in their squad. So many people have been surprised with their progress in the tournament. I, for one, did predict them to get to the quarterfinals. So it must feel a bit disappointing that they didn't go through, but I feel like they produced such great moments throughout the tournament. They can leave with their head held high. So no shame in losing, as Spain are producing some good performances. Probably not the Spain that we know of from years back, but nevertheless still a force. So the next game, two big teams, Belgium and Italy. So Kalani actually had a goal scored in the first half with a header, but unfortunately that was ruled for offside, which was the correct decision. Barella, probably the man of the moment in terms of Italian football right now, opens the scoreline with a fantastic shot from the midfielder. I'm a big fan of his, and I have been watching his career unfold, especially at Inter Milan. And I've just been so impressed with his level of performance throughout Euro 2020. So amazing player to watch. Such an exciting player as well, as he just gets the ball and drives forward and makes things happen, which always excites fans and puts you on the edge of your seat. So before I go on and speak about the game or the next goal, let's talk about Immobile during this first goal incident. So I'm sure you've seen what happened, where he did get fouled in before the lead up to the goal, pretty much laid on the floor for quite a while, suggesting that he was hurt. But as soon as he scored, he just made a magical recovery and was running with joy with his Italian teammates there. Embarrassing. For me, it was a bit funny, but embarrassing and shameful from his part. Yeah, we don't want to see that in football, especially when you get neutrals or casual fans who have just watched it due to the excitement that the matches are building right now, and they watch football and it's just like, yeah, this is why I don't follow football. So it's not a good advert for football when you see moments like that. But yeah, it is part of the game, unfortunately. So we move on to the next goal. So Insigne with an amazing run from the left-hand side and produces a beautiful curler from the outside of the box. One of my favorite goals of the tournament, personally. I know there have been more spectacular goals, but I just love the way he just glided with the ball, and the curler that he produced on the shot was just fantastic. So, and what a player he is. He's been producing these kind of moments for a number of years, has so much flair, and scores fantastic goals. So, simply a joy to watch the Napoli midfielder there. So, Lukaku manages to equalize for Belgium by hitting the goal from the penalty spot. So at that stage, it was game on. Anything could have happened. Jeremy Doku, young player who made his start for Belgium during this game, made a similar run to Insigne, actually, from the left wing, where he cut in, produced a lethal shot, but unfortunately just went a bit wide. He's a player that I've been very impressed with whenever he's made an appearance throughout the tournament. And he's a player I mentioned in my previous show as a hidden gem. So if you didn't know about him before the tournament, I'm sure you do now. So a fantastic young talent. Do not be surprised if he's linked with a number of clubs in the summer, as he's a hot prospect in world football right now. Has amazing talent, pace to burn. And I feel like he will only grow and continue to be a better player. He's only 18, 19. So the sky's the limit in terms of how he progresses within his career. So definitely a player to look out for in the coming years. But in general, fantastic win for Italy. And for me, fully deserved in terms of how they performed. They look like a force, Italy. And it's a team I mentioned that would be the dark horse of the tournament. And I feel like they'll be very, very difficult to beat. So we'll see how the semi-finals pan out. Next fixture, Czech Republic versus Denmark. So Denmark opened the scoreline with a free header from Delaney, the Borussia Dortmund midfielder. Poor defending from the Czech Republic. Pretty much a free header. Nice whipped in cross from the corner. Delaney wasn't really troubled whatsoever and just hit the nice header to the corner. So great start for Denmark there. Then you've got Myler. For me, one of my favorite players of the tournament, producing a fantastic cross with the outside of his foot to Dolberg, who finished it point blank. 2-0 up. Fantastic. Denmark literally comfortably winning. Czech Republic did manage to get a consolation goal with a right foot volley from Schick, which was a great finish, by the way. So he's a player that's impressed me as well throughout the tournament. But overall, Denmark, for me, produced a fantastic performance again. They go through to the semi-finals. Emotionally, I could see the reaction after the game. It meant a lot for the players, especially with what happened with Eriksen early on in the tournament. So Denmark's pretty much everyone's favorite second team right now. So fantastic win, thoroughly deserved. So we'll see how their tournament pans out next. So this will be their opponent, England. So Ukraine lose to England 4-0. To be fair, it didn't take England that long to to get the first goal. So Harry Kane scores from close range. Great through ball by Raheem Sterling from the left wing, and the goal was scored in the 3rd minute. So great start for England there. For me, I was pleased to see Jadon Sancho start the game. And I've been pretty much been quite vocal that he should be playing for England, or even if he's coming from off the bench, make some sort of appearance or some level of impact for the team. He actually was quite close to scoring, so his new club teammate Luke Shaw provided him with a cross, managed to control the ball, great turn, produced a shot on the spin, but straight at the goalkeeper. So glimpses of his talent were presented throughout this game. Luke Shaw had a fantastic game. What a game he had. Luke Shaw produced a great cross for Maguire, who pretty much headed it point blank into the back of the net in the 46th minute. So another great early start for England in the second half. So that's pretty much the way to go when you play certain oppositions that like to press, which is what Ukraine like to do. So hitting them in the first minute or first few minutes of each half definitely paid off regarding their victory here. Another great cross for Luke Shaw for the 3rd goal to Harry Kane, who scored with a header that goes through the keeper's legs. So at that stage, pretty much England are cruising, aren't really troubled. And to be fair, Ukraine didn't possess any challenge or any attacks throughout this game, disappointingly. So the 4th goal was scored by my captain, Captain Hendo, who scored his 1st goal for England, which was a great header from the corner produced by Mason Mount. So overall, fantastic performance by England, and what a win it was. I think we've all been critical in terms of the level of performance for England, that it hasn't been as attacking as we would like, and we've been pretty defensive and cautious. But you have to give tip your hat off for the manager and for the players, that they produced a fantastic performance, played some lovely football, which is what we all wanted, and fortunately we got this during this fixture. So interesting to see how the tournament pans out now. So on to the semi-finals. Let's preview the upcoming matches. So the first one, Italy versus Spain. So another blockbuster match there with 2 big nations there. Spain have kind of been under the radar. I don't feel like Spain have been spoken about in terms of how they performed. Maybe due to the fact that they don't really have sort of star players as they have in previous time, when you've had, Fernando Torres, you've had the David Villa, Xavi, and Iniesta. You've got elite, world-class players there. This team has good young up-and-coming players, still finding their rhythm with each other in terms of how they play football. Not many star players, so they pretty much play as a team, so which can work to their favor in that regard. So, but I've been so impressed with Italy. In every department, they just excel. They play some beautiful football, which in the past Italians haven't been known, especially the national team, haven't been known to play beautiful attacking football. It's more focused on their defending, and that gets the sort of the coverage for the normal fan there. So if I was to make a prediction, I'd go for a 2-1 win for Italy. I think for me, they're strong contenders to win the tournament. And the final semi-final fixture, England versus Denmark. So this is a difficult one. Obviously, I'm from England, so you'd expect me to favour England a bit more. My missus is from Denmark, so a bit of rivalry in the household for this fixture. I think Denmark is pretty much everyone's second favourite team as well. So it's a difficult one, but I'm going to go with England with the win. I think they'll win 1-0. I don't think it'll be an open game. I think Denmark, especially on the counter and with their fullbacks, will cause trouble to the England team, especially Myler, who plays on the left-hand side. Pretty much has been one of the star players, alongside Spinazzola for Italy, as one of the best fullbacks during this tournament, in my opinion. So it'll be very interesting to see how this fixture pans out. But I will give it England to win. So I guess if my predictions is correct, we'll be looking at an England versus Italy final, which will be great to watch. But let's see how it goes. I'm sure Denmark and Spain will think otherwise and will ruin my part in terms of prediction here. But we'll see how that goes. But exciting matches coming ahead this week, and looking forward to it. So if you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, please do. Please support the channel. Thank you for tuning in during sort of late time right now. Next episode will be this Thursday, 8th of July. So I will give my review and roundup of the two games that we've just discussed, and also preview the final. And plus, we'll probably talk about the tournament in general in terms of who stood up for me, star players, and probably just give an overview of the whole tournament. So please be on the lookout for that. And yes, so that wraps us for today. Thank you for tuning in, and shall see you guys very soon. Take care.